Hi everyone, how you doing? Everything is going wrong again, so I have to fix the camera. How you doing? It's Tammy. I love you guys. So I'm doing better. So I just want you guys to say I'm doing better, cause I am. I don't know what this is doing over here. I'm gonna do that. Anyhow, I'm glad you guys are here. Hi Jenny, you're my first visitor. How are you today? Hmm? You doing good? You ready to do the IEP development? It's going to look a lot different than when the school did it. Okay. So anyhow, I hope you went on and if you want to follow along and you want to take notes, you can actually go online on my website and you can get a copy of the what do you call it? The IEP. If you go to this, whoops, oh, stupid, so dumb. No, that's not what I want. I want this. If you go to the this webpage, um, here, I'm so good. I'm so excited, honey. It's not that good. It's not that good. I'm gonna try my best. But if you don't have a copy of the IEP form, it's a downloadable form. Go there. I just fixed it because a whole bunch of you guys had been asking um for that form, and of course, I forgot. And I had to fix my stuff. So, anywho, it's there now. I'm sorry, I have to fix my hair because I can't stand it. There you go. So the form is there for you guys to go get, and you can follow along, and you can type right on it. So you can type notes and all kinds of stuff. Okay. So if you go, I don't know what's going on with the hairdo. It is what it is, guys. Okay. I don't like this. Okay. Anyway, so I just want to stop and come back. So if you want, you can go get that form and you can type along with me. Okay. We're going to talk a lot about uh, how to. How can I say this? Well, anyways, let me just do the intro. My name is Tammy. I'm an advocate. I've been doing this for 30 years or somewhere around there since 1995 or so. When my kid was in school, and that's when I became interested in this stuff. It's really fascinating to me. Um, so that's when I got into it. Uh, so now I've expanded to this, and I've gone beyond my home state, which was at the time Pennsylvania, Massachusetts. So now I'm all over the place, and I love doing this. It's so much fun. This is one of my favorite things to do is the videos, the live ones. I'd rather do this than do the videos themselves. At one point in time, I'm gonna have to do that, but they'll be shorter, which will be good. Oh, that's another thing. After I get done with this, hopefully tomorrow, I am going to turn this into chapters. So you'll be able to go on YouTube and look up the chapter that you want. They're going to be marked. And when you go past the description on YouTube, you'll see all the different chapters and you can just click on the ones you want instead of having to sit there and listen to the whole video. You might just want to hear sections. There's certain sections that you wanted to find out about. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. Okay. So, what was I going to say? So how you guys doing, by the way? Is everybody okay? Yeah. My life is upside down because I hate people. I hate everybody that you guys have to deal with. I can't stand them. I don't understand why they have to be so mean and why they have to do the things that they're doing. It's all bad. It's just wrong. How they treat parents, how they treat advocates, all of it's wrong. I don't like it. So I get evil pretty quick. And I know parents sometimes they're not too happy with me. Hi Michelle, did you get my email? So anyway, I know sometimes parents aren't happy with me. It's my approach, and sometimes I lack a little diplomacy, to say the least, and tact, and I don't have a filter. So I could be offending some people. I don't mean to, but I like to get right to the problem. And so I don't like to play around and do all of that stuff. You're in Massachusetts, Jenny? I'm over it with these people. See, that's what I'm talking about. When I'm talking to you guys get me. You guys get me. Gotta check. Oh, it's all good. Okay, good. Um, Michelle. um, that's why I like doing this because, you guys feel me or I feel you, one or the other. And I like, I'm so sick of them. Okay. Because they just take advantage of the smallest little tic tac of a thing because they're anal retentive. And they get this thing, they're power hungry little grubs. I'm on a roll tonight. I don't like anybody. Ew, people. Anyway, yeah, I'm all over it too, Jenny. I'm just done. Massachusetts seems to be the armpit of special education. I mean, they say they do things and it's great, and they do. Massachusetts has a lot of good stuff for kids with special needs that other states don't even come close. But then you throw in the nonsense, the utter retardedness, the lack of moral integrity. And you got the armpit. You got the armpit with no deodorant and it's real hairy and everything. You got all of that in Massachusetts. And it's so funny because, like I said, I mean, I think they had good intentions when they splashed all of those special education schools all over all over Massachusetts. But, they lack integrity. They do this a lot, okay? And they do it to each other. It's not that they even want to talk to us who's sitting at the table with them. They just want to do this to each other. So we're not part of that conversation. And it's almost as if, well, it's not almost, it is. Only when they aren't being stingy. Oh God, stingy. It's now what they do. What they don't understand is when they act like that, now it's game on. Because if you want to be nasty, I can show you what nasty looks like. I mean, because I'm a nasty gear. I don't care nothing about it. Okay. You don't impress me. And that's the way I come into this. I'm coming into this with an open mind, hopefully. You're not going to piss me off. That you are not going to do your job because you got an attitude problem. See, this is what I'm not handling that well. I can't handle it. I just, you can't come into a meeting with me, first of all, and not be able to answer my questions. Because for all intents and purposes, I'm a layperson. Okay. My parent is a layperson. Okay. The schools have such huge egos and they think they are in charge and the parents are idiots. The nerve. I know, right? The nerve. How dare you think I'm an idiot? I'll give you idiot. I'll show you idiot like you never saw before. Okay. Idiot has a whole new definition when it comes to me. Okay. I don't know what they're talking about. They're the ones that are idiots. They're the ones that are serious. If they only knew how we talk about them, they'd stop talking about us. They think, oh, they got the market cornered. Oh, did you see how she was acting yesterday at the meeting? Oh, I can't believe she said that. Oh, bite me. Okay. Get real. Get a life. We're talking about my kid. Okay. So, yeah, real. The nails are going to come out. Don't start none, won't be none. That's all it is. Okay. But you want to act like a complete and utter ass? Then let's do this. Let's do this because I could go toe for toe. We'll just go back and forth. I'm good with this. But in the end, I'm going to get what I want for my kids or as close as possible. Okay. So that's my game plan. A lot of times this year, I have had to break down what the glass being half full is all about. You Facebook messaged me earlier. Will you send me your number? Yes, honey, I will. I knew it was you. Kind of. Text. Honey, here. I'll just text it now, okay? Here it goes. Ready? There you go. I don't know what's going on with this stupid computer today. It's just acting up dumb. Anyway, just give me a ring tomorrow sometime in the afternoon, okay? Just because we don't get every single thing we want does not mean we lost. Okay. So when you go in there, what I like to use the analogy is, let's say you got a car. Okay. And you want at least $1,000, right? So what do? You jack up the price to 1,500. So then the person that comes along that wants to buy your car, okay, they say, I'll give you 12. If they give you 12, you go, okay, cool. That works for me. 12's good. Yeah, 12's good. So they give you $1,200. You made out $200 to better. You got to look at the glass as being half full. Now, don't get crazy, okay? I don't mean, any little tricklet of something they gave you, you give away the farm. That's not what I'm saying. But if they can meet you halfway and you get what you need in the IEP for your kid, you're doing good. It's a win for you. You understand? It's a win. I don't understand why the light's doing what it's doing. Wait a minute, guys. I gotta. Maybe it'll stop flickering like it ain't got no damn sense. Anyway. Anywho, so yeah, so we have to take a step back sometime, and we have to look at what we have in front of us, because I mean it's like sometimes it's for my parents it's like an all or nothing deal. No, it's not all or nothing, because right now you're getting nothing. Okay, so if you can get anything this year, you can get a little bit closer. Good. Okay, next year's another fight. Next year's another fight. It's going to be a different reason. But every year you make them get a little bit closer to what your kid needs. Sometimes you can win the whole shooting match. You can win the whole thing. Just depends on how you line up your ducks. Okay. And the first thing we have to do is we have to learn how to write an IEP. We need to know what an IEP looks like. I have good ones and I have bad ones. Okay. So I'm going to show you. I know I didn't do this right. I'm going to show you what a rotten one looks like. One that's, ambiguous, because they ain't got no sense. So let me see if I can find it. Oh God. Okay, wait a minute, guys. I'm looking for the IEP that I wanted to share with you, to show you that it's poo-poo caca. And then I'm going to show you how to write it better. Okay, so let's look at here and here. Is that just, that's just 2 pages. That ain't it. Anyway, I think you guys know. If I find it, that irritates me so bad. Let me just get this real quick, okay, guys? Whoops. Let's see if I can do it this way. There we go. Maybe I can get it this way. Bingo. Okay. So I'm going to show you. Now, first of all, I want you to understand something. An IEP, the goals and objectives, or the goals, whatever state you live in, sometimes they combine them all together. It comes from the assessments, okay? The current level of performance comes from the assessments and what the kid is doing now in class, okay? So they could have they can still put the current level of performance from the evaluations that they did previously, and then add some stuff to it. But that's where the goals come from, okay? Not their vivid imagination, okay? Not, well, this is what the teacher said. I don't care nothing about what that teacher said, because if I get that kid tested and I find out he's at the same spot he was before, we are going to have a problem, okay? Because you let your teacher run amok and not address the issues that were in the testing that said the kid had deficits in this particular area. You decided to ignore the test and go do you. No, we're not doing you. It is, when we want to write an IEP about you, believe me, it's going to be all bad for you. Okay, it's going to be all bad, because I'm writing it, because you ain't got no sense. So anyway, I'm just gonna show you, okay, like this right here. So now, when you get your IEP, right, there's some stuff that they talk about, okay? And some of the stuff is in the part that talks about the student's current level of performance, okay? And this is where all of the testing goes. See? See this? Okay, this isn't it. So here we go. Results of the neuropsych. So they put in all of this stuff under the strengths. Now, here's what I want to tell you. Number one, when you're writing an IEP and you get it from the school, you make sure the evaluations, especially the newest ones, especially the ones you guys had done, make sure that's in under the student strengths with their silly little evaluations, okay? Because they don't like to put that in there. They only like to put their stuff because they're cray-cray, okay? Like in this one right here, in one of the IEPs that I was working on, the parent had just gotten a the parent had just got a, what do you call it? A neuropsych done. And it diagnosed the kid with autism. That was nowhere in the IEP that they sent to the parent. You know why? That's the same school district that we asked for the ADOS, which is it's a test to it's like a screening to determine whether or not the kid is exhibiting, symptoms of autism. And then you actually go take the kid to a real doctor and get the test done. So anyway, we asked for the ADOS. They said they weren't going to do it. And then they said it was because of COVID. They had a whole bunch of reasons why they couldn't do it. So we filed against them because we signed a consent for them to do the ADOS and they didn't do it. That's a violation. Okay, good. So the state came back and said, do the ADOS. Okay, cool. They did the ADOS. They did the ADOS, the 12-year-old one. Yeah. The new ADOS is out, and the new ADOS is called the ADOS, wait for it, 2. So the stupid school went and got some idiot who's a BCBA to do the ADOS. And we asked before he did it, how many times, I contacted the developer of the ADOS to ask them a whole bunch of questions about that particular instrument. And they told me the ADOS 2 came out in 2012. 2012. It's 2021 when this guy did it. He's using a test that's been outdated for almost 12 years or whatever. 8 years. 8 years. 8 or 9 years. What the hell is wrong with him? He's a BCBA. I went to school to be a BCBA. Let me tell you something. That stuff is hard. The bookwork to become a BCBA is hard. The easy part is doing it with the kid and doing your practicum. But the other hard part is taking the test. So there are people out there that are BCBAs that are book smart, common sense, stupid. Okay? They can't do it, or they're lazy and they don't want to do it. But anyway, that's what he did. So on the IEP, it had this stupid, raggedy, outdated test on it, but it didn't have the brand new neuropsychological that diagnosed the kid with autism, which the diagnosis the kid didn't have before they did this. Okay. This is the kind of shit that's going on in these schools that I can't stand it. It literally drives me batty. I don't get it. I don't like it. I don't know why they do it, but they do it to you guys all the time. This is why we always have to get it. And then even when we get that stuff, they just say, well, we don't accept it. Nobody cares what you accept. Okay, do you have the credentials for this? No, you don't. You're just some silly little sped director and you think you're smart. You're not smart, but you know what you're smart enough to do? Make me take you into a hearing. That's what you're smart enough to do. You're smart enough that you're going to let me file against you and you're going to find out just how wrong you are. Now what? And then I'm going to take your face and smudge it right into the ground. Hate people. That's not good. Anyway, so that's where you get your information from. Let me show you. I did it wrong again. Wait, did I do it wrong? Okay. So I'm getting to the page where it talks about. Okay, I already showed you that. So you saw the page where it has the current level of performance and the student strengths. Listen, guys. The first page of the IEP where it talks about the parent's concern, the student's strengths, and the team's vision, that page sets your IEP up. So when you get to the student strengths, don't let them write what they want to write, okay? Like what they did with this kid. Let me see what they wrote because they're stupid. I'll find it, guys. Okay. This is what they said for the parent concerns. The parent is concerned about knowing what the student is doing each week and about how activities relate to her IEP goals. It was offered to the parent that she could email her concerns, but none were received prior to the writing of the IEP. So that's what they put there. This is what I'm talking about. And then they went into the student strengths, which is several pages, okay? I wrote one that's even bigger. Mine is even bigger than this. Okay. Wait. This is, here we go. Here's the vision. This doesn't even make sense. As presented in her person-centered plan, is to live in a house in Pembroke or perhaps somewhere else someday. First of all, that's not true. That's a big fat lie. This kid wants to live at home with her mother and father. She's never once said that she wanted to live in an apartment. You know who said that? The teacher that wrote this. That's who said that. That's her mission. That's her dream for my client, for her to live on her own. Really? She can't live on her own. She cannot functionally live on her own. Here's a couple of reasons why she can't live on her own. Let me just tell you a couple of reasons, okay? One, she doesn't know how to go food shopping. She doesn't know how to pay a bill. She doesn't know how to make a list to go food shopping. She doesn't know how to cook. She doesn't know how to use, she knows how to use the stove and stuff, but she needs to be supervised to do it. Who's living with her? Let me guess, her husband and her children? Idiots. They didn't teach her how to pay a bill. They didn't teach her how to open a bank account. I don't even think they taught her how to use an ATM card, nor does she have one. So how is she going to live on her own? I mean, what world do these morons live in that they think it's okay to say this stuff? Here's the bad part. They actually said this to the kid. They actually said it to the kid. So the kid believes it. So then they're teaching her how to, Oh, and she said she liked to live with a roommate. What roommate? You have to have friends to have a roommate. You have to know, where do you post the job? Where do you post the apartment? How do you get the apartment? What about, here's a cool thing. What about a job? What about a job? Because I know for a fact, they don't have special pricing for kids or individuals who have disabilities. They don't. They have Section 8 and they have income-based. They don't have special needs apartments. They just don't. Okay, you have to go live with DDS, group homes, to get that. So I don't know what she's talking about there, great. Okay, but this is the nonsense. If it doesn't make sense, you make them take it out of there, because that's not what her plan is. This talks about the team. That's not part of the team. They're saying this is the team can't say where she's going to live. The team can't say this is what she wants to do. She would like a job where she is moving around, such as training animals. No, she wanted to be a vet. They changed that because they know it's stupid. She can't be a vet. She doesn't have the capacity to be a vet, because you know what they didn't teach her? How to read. She can't read above the first grade level. I wonder whose fault that is. The doctor said, the first neuropsych that was done said that they could get her up to at least a 5th grade level when she was in the 2nd grade. Did they do that? Absolutely not. Why would they do that? All the testing proves she's at a 1st grade level. Still, she's about to age out of special education in a couple of years. She can't read above 1st grade level. She would like to continue her education and learn through reading, college, and veterinarian school. Really? She's not sure at this time what college she would like to attend. I mean, they're talking about her like she's a typical kid. Okay, this is this transition coordinator person. Okay, and I swear she must come from the Department of Mental Retardation, or DDS, like they call themselves in Massachusetts, because she thinks just like them. They want to integrate people with disabilities so bad into the general population. They don't care that they don't fit, because they don't have the skills, because they never made sure that the kid had the skills before they threw them in the deep end of the pool, because that's what they're doing. And they don't get it. And they don't care. The only way I know to combat 90% of this nonsense is to teach you guys how to look at an IEP from a whole different lens. The first order of business is, whatever you think you know, I want you to throw it in the trash. You don't know. Okay? Everything you know, somebody told you. And it's a lie. It's a big, fat, constitutional lie. I'm telling you, it's a lie. They told you that lie on purpose so you would just believe everything they say. Stop believing and start questioning everything that comes out of their mouth. You want to know questions like, where did you get that information? How did you get that information? Where's the data that supports that theory of yours? Because I don't see it anywhere. I didn't see it in her homework. Oh, wait, you never sent any home. I never saw it in any sample of work. Oh, wait, you never sent any home. Hi, Wendy. You never sent anything home. So how would I know what you're talking about? You have nothing to prove anything you just wrote. That stuff I just read to you, they have nothing to support that other than they made it up with the kid as they were talking to the kid. They actually fed her those lines. Don't you want to live on your own? Yes, I do. Don't you, maybe you want to live with a roommate. Would you like to live with a roommate? Yes, I would. That's what the kid did. And that's what the teacher did. And then it says, after all that, her intellectual impairment indicates a weakness in the amount of information she can encode. Really? Really? She is capable of learning and retaining information, particularly rote information, with intensive instruction, but academic process will be slower than that of her peers. No. She has a 67 IQ. 67 IQ. But she wants to live, according to them, this is what her disability does for her. But at the top part of this, her vision statement is she wants to live with a roommate. This is what I'm talking about in IEP. Let me show you. Okay. Here's the vision statement. Okay. The vision statement. Up here, they say she would like to live with a roommate. She would like a job moving around, training animals. She's going to take this special bus system that they don't even teach her how to go from that to a public bus or a public train. They didn't teach her that. She's not sure at this time what college she wants to go, but she wants to attend a college. But then you go down here, and it says, her deficits are in language processing. She experiences difficulty understanding, remembering, and retrieving information, following directions, developing higher level critical thinking. So how the hell is she going to go to college to be a vet or to veterinarian school? Did you show her the curriculum to go to school to be a vet? Did you show her that? Did you? Of course you didn't, because you're stupid. That's why you didn't show her this. So you wrote this crap in here because it makes you look good. She doesn't know how to do any of that. But down here, they admit she doesn't know how to do it. Following directions, developing higher critical thinking skills and reasoning skills are difficult with oral and written expression. Are you kidding me? How is she going to go to college? This is how you guys look at this stuff. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is how you have to look at this. Because if you don't look at it critically, then there's so much hogwash in here, it makes me want to throw up. Do you understand? She is capable of learning and returning information, particularly rote information, with intensive instruction, but academic progress will be slower than that of her peers. Really? You're kidding me. You're kidding me. But you said you can go to vet school. See, if I was at this meeting and I was a parent, so wait a minute. This is what it says right here. Look, it says, how does her disability affect her? How? It says right here. Okay. In the curriculum areas. That's what they said it does. So if she can't do this right now because of her disability, then how is she going to go to college? How is that possible? She can't. She can't. They're lying to this poor kid. She actually believes, yeah, she's going to college, all right. They just signed her up for art classes. Really? How is that anything to do with this right here? Her IEP already doesn't match what they just did. Okay? These are all the supports she needs. Okay? And then it says, check the content. The content of the transition program instructional framework will be modified through the provision of key concepts and accompanying elimination of extraneous Really? What the hell does that mean? What does that mean? The transition program? What program are you talking about? There's no program. The only program she has right now is at Massasoit. I got her back in, okay, because they lied and told the mother that there was a deadline. There was no deadline. And then they told the mother she can't get in. As of February 15th, she couldn't get in. Well, I contacted some people. She did get in. She did get in. Okay. Yeah. She just got accepted yesterday. So good. Okay. But she picked her classes. She picked her classes. Really? They actually told her, you picked your classes. She picked art. That's what she's going to college for, art. Teaching strategies to include positive reinforcement, modeling practice. This is what she needs. This kid that's going to college. They said she's going to college. This doesn't match them saying the vision statement is for her to go to college. Doesn't say that. I don't understand what's going on. She will be assessed through formal and informal assessments and observation with allowable accommodations outlined in her IEP. So let's go down here, people. Let's go and look at this raggedy piece of junk IEP. Okay? So here's PLEP B. Okay? This is other educational settings. Let's see what it says. Okay? How does a disability affect progress? She presents with intellectual and communication deficits that hinder her ability to effectively access the transition program instructional framework. So these are the accommodations she's going to get for that. Therapy and curriculum. Why does she need therapy for that? What are they talking about? Therapy and curriculum. I don't even know what that is. What therapy? There's nothing in here that says she needed what? Psychological therapy? What is that? What is that? See, these are things you guys need to question. Okay. And then, okay, so speech and language in a small group setting. But I thought she was going to college. Okay, so let's look at this. Okay, this is the school districts. This is there. I'm going to show you what I wrote. This is the school districts, what she can currently do. Okay. Remember what they've already written about this kid. Okay. She's an active participant in school and community-based activities through the Pembroke Public Schools. She participates in daily activities involving reading, comprehending, and applying text and other information presented in written and visual, yada, yada, yada. But she is able, let me see, she struggles to read fluently. So how is she doing the above then? But she is able to read keywords. This right here involving reading, comprehension. See, I would have a whole, what are you talking about? You just said she can't do this stuff. What is she reading? Exactly. Since I don't have any of her homework. What is she reading? And then it says, but she's able to read keywords and is able to comprehend information presented verbally. Really? How is she getting an apartment? How is she going to get an apartment? I don't understand. I don't understand how she's getting an apartment if she can't. Who's reading her lease? Just saying. Who's going to do it? Are you guys there? You guys paying attention to me? Are you? I don't see nobody answering me. Okay. Oh, maybe if I do this. This is cool. There. Are you? I don't see nobody answering me. Okay, this is cool. There. Okay, so you guys give me some hearts if you answer me. Okay. Oh wait. I gotta shut this off. There. Okay, you guys give me some hearts. Captions. Oh, I don't know what that just happened. Okay, you guys give me some hearts. Let me know if you guys are there. Because I don't see anybody here. I see two people. Anyway. So this is what they said she could do, okay? And then with support, take her time. See, I do it like this. With support, she could take her time to think and organize her thoughts. She has a good basic functional math skills. What do you mean functional? Can she pay her rent? Can she go and open up a bank account? I'm here. Okay, good. Can she open up a bank account? Really? Specifically money skills. She is able to apply her skills in community settings. At the bank, perhaps? Is that the community setting you're talking about? Or shopping? What is she shopping for? What does this whole thing mean? I don't know what this means. Functional academic. So they got reading in here. They got math in here. Let's see. She is developing her ability to apply her math skills in order to interpret and use measurements to perform cooking tasks. She's about to turn 20. And you didn't teach her this yet? She's been in this school district since she was 3. She is where is it? She is developing as well as perform tasks at her work sites. What work sites? We don't know what she's doing at the work. You see how it says it's all this is called ambiguity. This is ambiguous. There's no details in here. This is stupid. And the reason why they wrote it is so they can write this. Wait, gotta put me somewhere else. Sorry guys, wait a minute. Okay. The reason, okay, hide. Okay. This is what they wrote for the functional academic thing that I just read, that there's no documentation that she can do any of that. Okay, this is what they wrote. Rachel will strengthen her functional academic skills by achieving the objectives listed below. What challenging yet attainable goal can we expect the student to meet? This is so ambiguous, it's disgusting. What does that friggin' mean? That's stupid. It's just stupid. We will know that she has reached. How will we know the student has reached the goal? When she has achieved the objectives below. That's called circular thinking. Answer the question using the question as the answer. Yeah, that's what they do. This doesn't make any damn sense. And they wonder why the parent rejected it. She will demonstrate a comprehension of written visual skills, yada, when and information presented to her verbally. She will demonstrate her comprehension by answering higher level comprehension questions and expressing herself clearly and completely. How will we know she did that? What? There's no measurement here. There's no measurement. You know what they're going to say? We don't need a measurement because this isn't, I don't even know what this is. It doesn't make any sense. See, usually when they write transition IEPs or transitional goal, they say they don't have to put in the measurements because the kid's leaving. But she's going to be there. I think she's 20. So she's going to be there until 2023. So where is it? There's nothing in here. Here's the vocational goal. Very enthusiastic. She is participating in work-based experience. Rachel will need to use the information she is gathering to identify part-time job. They haven't even taught this kid how to look for a job. Nope. But that's okay, because me and the mother are going to get together and we're going to help her get a job. That's what we're going to do. Okay? Because they're stupid. So, giving guidance and support, she will complete a series of activities in order to help her identify and apply for a part-time job. You know what they did? They did a Zoom interview with a vet that the mother never met. It was a guy, apparently. The mother never met him. They put her daughter on a Zoom call with a perfect stranger to ask her questions that we don't even know what was asked of her. They thought that was okay to do. What we will know she has met this goal by the objectives below. She will make a job search plan. You just said she can't write. She can't put a sentence together. She can't put her thoughts together. How is she doing this? With a time frame. Really? Really? This is all geared. Okay, I'm done. They're dumb. So I'm going to show you what I did. Okay? This is how we're going to do it. Okay. So what I did is I took their stuff because it was pretty good. I took their stuff and it says, what can I? And I did the same thing. Now I took this information right here and I built my IEP. Okay. So it says, what challenging yet attainable goal can we expect the student to meet its IEP? Rachel, I wrote this wrong, will learn how to read her paycheck. Read her paycheck. Open a bank account and learn how to deposit a check and withdraw funds from her account. Let's see what they said again. Let's see. Where is it? Let's see what they said. Given guidance and supports, Rachel will complete a series of activities. They didn't name the activities. I did. In order to help her identify. Oops, I'm wrong. That's the wrong one. Okay, wrong one. Okay. So this is the one I just read. Okay, let me show you the difference. They said she will strengthen her functional academic skills by achieving the objectives listed below. Let's see what I said. I said, wait, which one is that? Sorry, guys. Measurable. Okay. This is what they said. She will strengthen her functional academic shit, right? So this is what I wrote. What challenging yet attainable will she do? She will learn how to read a paycheck, open a bank account, and learn how to deposit a check and withdraw. Yada, yada, yada. That's what you write in there. Okay? That's what you write. Then let's go to the next part. How will we know the student met the goal? Let's see what they wrote. How will we know the student? We will know that she has reached the goal when she has achieved the objectives below. So let's see what I wrote. Let's see what I wrote. We will know how she has reached this goal by the end of the IEP period. She will be able to identify components of a paycheck, such as her name, the amount, the date, and where to sign the check for deposit. That's how we're going to know she knows how to do that activity. That's how we know. By the end of the IEP period, she will be able to fill out the banking application, make a mock deposit, and a mock withdrawal. Let's look again at what they said. Let's look again. We will know that she reached this goal when she has achieved the objectives below. Really? Really? That's you think that's okay? That's not okay. Okay, let's go to the next section. Let's see what they wrote. Benchmarks. Let's see what their benchmarks are. She will demonstrate her comprehension of written and visual, yada, yada, yada. When presented with a topic to write, she will, when presented with a topic to write about, she will express her ideas in grammatically correct and complete sentences using technology, yada, yada. Okay, let's go see what I wrote. Now, remember, I was more specific in my goal as it relates to her writing a check. Okay? This is all what I wrote is what is in here. This right here, all of this. That's what they wrote. I just copied and pasted and put it in there. And then I took it and made this. So let's see what my benchmarks say. Given 3 to 4 opportunities, Rachel will identify the items on a mock paycheck, the amount of the check, the date the check was written, who wrote the check, the taxes subtracted from the amount of the check, and the back of the check to sign and make a deposit with 80% accuracy across 3 consecutive sessions, across 3 consecutive months. You see how all my stuff matched? See how it matched? Yeah. See, down here with the benchmarks, guess what I'm talking about? Paycheck. Okay? How will we know the student reached the goal? What am I talking about? A paycheck. Up here, when we're talking about what the annual goal is, guess what we're talking about? A paycheck. That's what we're doing. See over here, now let's look at the second one. Benchmark. Given 3 out of 4 opportunities, she will fill out the mock banking application to open a checking account with 80% accuracy across 3 consecutive settings across 3 consecutive months. Given 3 out of 4 opportunities, she will fill out the necessary mock bank deposit forms for a specific amount of check funds and present the appropriate ID when requested from the teller and present her written bank deposit request to the mock teller and wait for the receipt with 80% accuracy across 3 consecutive sessions, across 3 consecutive months. What the hell is wrong with that? Just tell me. We have a meeting on the 4th. I don't know. It's for my kid that has been in hospital 6 times in 14. What? I've had so much problems. I asked for half days. He's not in the right placement. Honey, where are you? Where are you? I need you to tell me where you are. What state? School had a meeting without him being in. Oh, really? They said they had to get it done. Just, honey, what state are you in? Tell me what state you're in, please. Oh, that's all wrong. Everything they just did, blah, blah, blah. You're right. Okay. They can't do none of what you just said. Now he's back and they text me to pick him up. He's running off campus. We can't get him back in class. Billy? Cassandra. My head hurts just reading that. Okay, listen, Cassandra. I need to know what state you're in. Okay, and I can tell you exactly what to do. Number 1. Number 2, they can't enroll your kid in school without you because they got to do it. The reason why they had to do it, because they had to do it child find. It's number 1 and number 2. Number 3, whenever they ask you to pick them up, you tell them, is he suspended? They're going to say no. You call an ambulance and you have the ambulance go to the school to pick them up. You know why? Because that shows they can't handle your kid. They want you to pick up your kid that they can't handle and they want you to put him in your car. For what? An accident waiting to happen? Don't do it. Do not pick them up. Hang up the phone, text them back, and say you'll be there in a minute. And then 911, yes. The school just called me. My child is in crisis. He's running off campus, and I need someone to go pick him up. I need the ambulance to take him to the hospital. He's in crisis. Give them the address of the school. When they hear, woo, 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 they won't do that no more. Believe me. So now when you take them to the hospital, you follow the ambulance to the hospital. They're going to take him. They're probably going to discharge him real quick, only because whatever he's doing because they're stupid. Okay? It's not your kid. So you get him to the hospital. They get him to baseline. They discharge him. You bring him home. And before you go home, you get you tell them everything what's going on with the school, and then you get the discharge summary. Okay? You can use that against the school. That's what you do. They didn't suspend him. They told you to come pick him up. You come home, you put all of that crap in writing, okay? And then you tell them you want a functional behavioral assessment yesterday. Easy peasy. What do you mean you tried calling 911? I don't understand. You call 911 or wherever it is called in your state, and you tell them that the school just called you. It's an emergency. Your kid's in crisis. They have to go pick him up. I don't understand. Where are you? They call school and ask them if they really need help. And the school says no. If the school says no, leave him there. You did the right thing. And they call you and they say they're not going to pick. Okay, leave him there. He's fine. Don't go pick him up. Tell them the only way you can pick him up is they suspend him. He gets 10 suspensions. They have to have a manifestation hearing. And what are they going to say? They keep calling you to come pick up your kid because they can't handle your kid. Do you understand? And every time they ask you to pick up your kid, you put it in writing because they're not going to suspend him. So you put it in writing and you give it to them. And if they don't take it, you go and you send it via email and you say, I tried to give this to you, but you refused. That's how you get them. You create the paper trail and then you can get your kid out of that goddamn school. Okay. You call me. I will show you play by play what steps to do next. The next time that happens and you call me. I'm going to find out why 911 didn't go pick up your kid. Okay. I don't give a shit what those fucking idiots say. If all you have to do is say this, my kid keeps running off campus. Those fools can't control him. If something happens to my kid and I'm calling you, then you're responsible because I got the 911 call on record. You guys were recorded. You go pick up my kid and then you call the school and say, oh no. So now you reverse it. The school wants you to go pick up your kid. Good. So when you call the ambulance and the ambulance calls you back and said the school said it's fine, you call the ambulance and tell the ambulance, I just called the ambulance. They said my kid's fine. Stop calling me and educate my kid. Easy peasy. Then put it in writing. Okay. Good. That's good. You call the school back and said, I just called the ambulance and they said, you guys told him your kid's fine. I'm not picking up my kid. Figure it out. You are the school after all. If you don't want my kid in that school, you have to suspend him. Suspend him. Do me a favor and suspend him. I dare you. I dare you. And then I just want him on campus. That's what you do, honey. Okay? That's how you do it. Call the ambulance again. When the ambulance calls you back and says the school says that, do not leave your house until you hear from them. Then, when the school says there's nothing wrong with him, no problem. You say, oh, okay, thank you very much. Hang up the phone, call the school. And you say, I just talked to so-and-so, the ambulance guy, EMTs, and they said they called you and you told them everything's good. Okay, that's great. I'm glad to know that. Click. Don't even let them talk. Don't let them talk. You have proof that you called the ambulance to go pick them up, and you have proof that the ambulance guy called EMTs. The more people you get involved, the better you are. Because if they try to call DCF, guess what? Because you know you can call DCF on them, right? Don't do it. Don't get DCF involved if you don't have to. Okay? Because DCF's stupid too. Or CPS or whatever you guys call it. Honey, where are you? What state are you in? Anyway. So, here we go. Okay? So you see how I wrote this? Everything matches. Okay? Given 3 out of 4 opportunities, this is what the kid's going to do. Okay? This is what the kid's going to do. And then we're going to say with 80% accuracy across 3 consecutive months. Because in the end, after you write these goals and objectives, okay, after you write this all up, there's another part of the IEP that talks about the performance criteria. And the performance criteria is, how are we going to know the kid met this goal? I just got an IEP in Illinois. Homeschool, Mom. We are good. Our last meeting was interesting. Funny as heck, too. We started laughing. Okay, I don't know who you are. I know who you are, but I don't know who you are. Good. I'm glad you started laughing. I'm glad the meeting went well. But yeah, this is the piece you always have to remember. You have to always put in, given 3 out of 4 opportunities, the student will, and then say what you want the kid to do. Okay. Then you go down here and you write, right after you write up with everything the kid's going to do, you make sure you write with 80% accuracy. Now, it depends on the kid, and it depends on how far or how detailed the goals are. Hi, I'm from Puerto Rico. I'm enjoying. Hi, girl. I'm glad you're enjoying it. How is it over there? Is it nice? I love the ocean. Oh, I hate you. I live in Pennsylvania and I'm landlocked, for Christ's sakes. But anyway. So you have to, these are the components, okay? You have to make sure in a goal or an objective, you have to ask questions like, so how many opportunities are you going to give them to do it? 3 out of 4, 4 out of 5. How are you going to know? And then they'll say, well, we do it like this. I want that in the IEP. And then you say, yeah, they're going to do this. Okay, good. So how much accuracy? What's the percentage of accuracy that you're going to use? So then you just say this right here. You say, so, are you going to have an accurate, the measurement? This is called the measurement right here. 80% accuracy across 3 consecutive sessions, across 3 consecutive months. Okay. That's what you have to do. This right here. Okay. And the 80% accuracy crapola, those are the most important things in a goal. Okay, it's the most important things in a goal, because if you don't have those 2 things, that's ambiguous as hell. And here's the other thing. If they say that your kid's going to do something, you got to make them tell you what your kid's going to do. They can't say stuff like this crap. Where is it? She will demonstrate her comprehension of written and visual material and information presented to her verbally by answering higher level. What the hell does that mean? How are you going to do anything with that? How are you going to prove that? She will demonstrate it through, where's the work? Okay, where's the work? So this will be, so if it was me, I would say right here, given 3 out of 4 opportunities, Rachel will, will comprehend 3 sentences. Okay, what does it say? Rachel will demonstrate a comprehension of written and visual material. Okay, good. And information presented to her verbally. Okay, this whole thing would be changed. Change that whole thing. So I would write, given 3 out of 4 opportunities, Rachel will read. Right, first I break this up. See, visual and written. This would be 2 goals right here. So I would write 3 out of 4 opportunities. The student will write 3 sentences that are dictated to her with 80% accuracy across 3 consecutive sessions, across 3 consecutive months. Okay. The next goal, given 3 out of 4 opportunities, Rachel will read 4 sentences. We'll read 4 okay. Visual material and information presented to her verbally. That doesn't even make sense. So it's both, okay? Written and visual. If you have to do this much thinking about a goal, it's stupid. It's got to be rewritten. If there's too much talk about anything on a goal, if the school people have to say, well, this is what, as soon as they say, well, it means this, you go, why isn't that in the IEP? Why didn't you put that in I want you to, what you just said, I want it in the IEP. I want you to write what you said and put it in the goal, because what you wrote doesn't make any sense. If my kid leaves this school district and we have to go to another school, what are we going to do? Call you up and have you come to the new team meeting at the new school? Really? This has to be clear enough for anybody to pick it up and understand what the hell it means. This doesn't make any sense. It's stupid. It's too broad. It's too ambiguous. It's dumb. That's why we're in a hearing, because it's stupid. Okay. So this would actually be 3 goals. So one will be given 3 out of 4 opportunities. She will write 5 sentences with that is grammatically correct. Okay. And with 80% accuracy across 3 consecutive sessions, across 3 consecutive months. The next one, given 3 out of 4 opportunities, she will be provided 4 sentences, and she will read and she will read and what is it? She will read and tell the she will read visual material. And she will oh shoot, I can't even. She will retell the story with 80% accuracy. She will retell the paragraph that you read with 80% accuracy across 3 consecutive sessions, across yada yada yada. And given information I don't know what they want to do with this, and information. Okay. So the third one will be, because see, what they're trying to do is show that she comprehends what she heard or saw, or information that was heard or saw, or information that in some way was provided to her. So good. So now, because of her situation, because of all the stuff that she has that they already said, what they'll have to do is given 3 out of 4 opportunities, okay, with information dictated to her by the teacher, Rachel will repeat. Rachel will tell the teacher the information that was presented to her, to the teacher. So something to that effect. Okay. The plane is fixing to land. You're in the sky. Have a great night, you too. Bye, girl. Cassandra's in the sky. Anyway, so this right here is too big. This goal is too big. It doesn't have any measurement. We don't know what they're going to use to determine whether it's accurate or anything. So this is doo-doo. So this would either have to be rewritten or taken out. As long as you put, here's this one. How will we know she reached this goal? So in mine, how will we know when we reach this goal? We will know by the end of the IEP period. Here we will know because of down here on theirs. This is theirs. The school district is saying we will know she reached this goal because of what's listed down here. But what they should say is by the end of the IEP period, she will be able to do what they're saying they want her to do. But there's nothing here they're saying they want her to do. See, that's the problem. See, the problem with their IEP is it's so damn ambiguous. It doesn't tell you what they want her to do. All these sentences are just, these 2 answers are just to get you down here. And then when you get down here, this is even more ambiguous. So you have to ask questions. So here's the next one they wrote. When presented with a topic to write about, she picks the topic. She will express her ideas in grammatic. See, now, see, if you break this one down up here, all right, then you can get to this one. So how do you get her to do this? So how do we change this? Given 3 out of 4 opportunities, she will write 5 sentences regarding the job she wants to work in that is grammatically correct and complete sentences. And the second part is with 80% accuracy, yada, yada, yada. Okay? Using technology. Then the second one, okay, you can make this one big goal, because you can say, and she can use, also using, no, I would put, given 3 out of 4 opportunities, Rachel will do the same thing, but this time using technology to organize and present her thoughts. This wouldn't even be in here. Now, I would just take that out. It's stupid. That's dumb. I would take it out. So let's go see what I wrote. Given 3 out of 4 opportunities, Rachel will fill out mock baking application. See, given 3 out of 4 opportunities, and then I put with 80% accuracy. If you guys don't get anything out of this today, okay? If you don't get anything out of this tonight, except for, this is all I want you to do. Benchmarks and goals have to start off with given 3 to 4 opportunities, 80% accuracy across this. That you have to have that. You have to have that. You understand? If you don't have that, you have an ambiguous goal. It's all silly. Okay? You can't do it that. You have to do it like this because it's they're going to come back and say she met her goal. What goal? The goal was a piece of doo-doo. It doesn't say anything. So how many times, because when they come back at the end of the year or the progress report and they said she could do this, now you have to ask for the data that they said she was going to have. See, in this one, they said, how will we know? Under PLEP A and PLEP B, they tell you how. That's for that one. For the educational one, they tell you how they're going to collect the data. So this is the performance criteria. Under the performance criteria in any IEP, all IEPs have this. This is just set up a little different. But in all IEPs, they say performance criteria. Performance criteria is what is the school using to determine that she met the goal? What tools, what information, whatever are they using? So in this one, they says they're going to use, they're going to assess her formally and informally. They're going to do observations with accommodations outlined in her IEP. She will participate and they're going to change them. They're going to change up the curriculum and will be assessed on key points. Okay. The content will be assessed with the use of visual supports, multiple choice, yada, yada, yada. So this is all data. So prior to the end of the IEP period, what you want to do is you want to go to the IEP, you copy and paste what the criteria was, and you send it to them and you say, I want copies of all of this that you said was going to happen to prove that she met the criteria and the goals. Okay? That's where you get it. All right. Now let me go over here. What are you saying, homeschool mom of one? 504 coordinator couldn't do her job, so you knew there wasn't any training given. They gave this person the job. 6 different people had the job. That's why they're laughing. Oh, by the way, the 504 coordinator sometimes on the school board. Again, say, I don't know who you are, and I know who you are. I recognize this thought process. But I don't. Text me who you are. Text me. It's driving me nuts. No, I work at AA. I don't know what AA, Cassandra is. Okay, anyway. You work at AA. So yeah, that's what you guys have to do. I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked here. So what you have to do is you have to make sure that when you're reading the IEP, you're looking at the goals, you're looking at the current level of performance in those goals, and you're looking at the performance criteria, because that's where all of your information is going to be regarding what this kid can do, what your kid can do and what your kid can't, and how they're going to help them. See, this right here is no help whatsoever. She's not going to be to do, first of all, we know where she's at, but we don't specifically know where she's at with each one of these things. But if we have to use something, we can use what the assessments say, okay? And what they say under the current level of performance up here, okay? Where is it? She struggles to read fluently. She's able to read key words and is able to comprehend information presented verbally and visually, and to express her knowledge with support to take her time to think through. Okay, so she needs verbal cues. She can't do any of that unless she's cued verbally before she does it. We don't know what level she could do because they didn't put it in here. So because of what they wrote right here, and it's so ambiguous, her money skills, we don't know what her money skills is. We don't know if she can identify the dollar, the bills from the coins. We don't know if she can put them all together and say, here's $30. Take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little bit of change over here. You got $30. Do we know if she can do that? No, we don't. Look at what they wrote, because they don't care if she can do it. They're just going to put a bunch of words on a piece of paper to make it look like they did something. They didn't do shit. Can they post from the year before for President Love? No, then it's not President. I'm going to punch you, Wendy. That was a good one. They can add it as part of it, but they can't say this is not in the IEP part. No, not for goal 1, not for the goals. No, because that means that what happened. So if they do that, Wendy, I'm going to hate you. If that's just fun. And then you know why I'm laughing? I'm laughing because they actually do that shit. It's so aggravating. No, they can't do that. Okay. I hate them. No, they can't do that. The reason why they can't do that is because it's not present level of performance. It's last year's present level of performance. And so that's what you put on there. You say that's last year's. That's the same thing you wrote last year. Here it is. Look. Okay. In the indirect service grid, I'm going to add, I want monthly data and monthly team meetings to review. Okay. If you're in Massachusetts, you know where that goes, honey? That goes under, it's under the grid. It's grid A. That's called consultation. Okay, let me show you real quick. Okay. Service delivery grid. Yeah, here we go. Here. Okay. Here's the service delivery grid. See where it says consultation, indirect services to school personnel and parents. That's what you put in there. You tell them for each one of the service providers, each one of those little suckers, you tell, like, see, here it is. Transitional person would go up there. Speech and language person, ESY transition, speech and language. There's not even a teacher here. There's no teacher. Anyway, it must be this person. So she's not even getting an education. But anyway, what you would do is you would put type of personnel would be the special ed teacher. Okay. Type of services, special ed. The type of personnel would be the teacher. And then the frequency and duration would be like 1 times 30. And then it would start with the IEP and end with the IEP dates. Okay. And then this, it's bigger than just this. So it would be a whole bunch of lines. Wait, let me see if I can find it. This is easier. Quick access. Okay. This is the blank IEP. You guys taking notes? Okay. Wait, I gotta show you. Okay. This is the service delivery page. Okay, Jenny? So you would write, I would write for the goals, anything that has to do with education, you would put whatever goal that was. So if you have a goal for math and a goal for ELA and a goal for whatever, you could put 1 through how many goals you have for each one of the blocks, each one of the people. Okay. The idea for the monthly meeting is, and this is what you say, I want it because I want a monthly meeting to make sure everybody's on the same page. That's what you tell them. I want everybody on the same page, and I want all the data, and I want the data 2 days before we have the meeting every month. Okay, that's how you do it. Indirect service grid. It goes under grid A. Okay, see it says A, that's grid A right there. All right, and then you have B, C, and this is, they're going to say, oh no, and that's another thing, you guys. Sick of these people doing this. A lot of school districts use grid A, especially in Massachusetts. They say that's where the kid is getting their services like OT. They'll put it up here. But do you see what it says here? Grid A, people. Grid A is for consultation with the school personnel and the parent. That's a consult. It's a meeting just for you guys. So I don't know why they do that. I just had an argument with some idiot at a private school who said the kids get an OT, and the OT she's talking about is in grid A. And I told her, you talking about grid A? She said, yes. I said, that's not direct services, because you can either get direct service, the kid can get direct services in either grid B or grid C in Massachusetts. Every single state is set up pretty much the same way. Every single one of them have the indirect school personnel. Now, if they don't, you tell them you want a meeting every month, 30 minutes with all of the people on the team to have a discussion about what his progress is, if any. Okay? That's what you want to do. Now, wait a minute. There's an additional, here we go, additional information. Okay? Now, you can also put stuff in here, Jenny. Okay, on the additional information page, you can put it right in here. Okay, and you put like where's my thing? You can put parent is requesting monthly meeting with team to discuss progress and review data. See, easy peasy. That's all you gotta do. All you gotta do, girl. See what I'm talking about? There it is. There it is. Oops, there it is. That's all you have to do, okay? It's not in indirect services. It's in grid A. It's in grid A, honey. Okay? All right. I'll just leave it there. Grid A. You have grid A. You have grid. You said indirect services. I don't even know what that is. Okay. Indirect services to school personnel and parents. Okay. So you say grid A consultation. Okay. Call it grid A consultation. And that's where you put it in there. Okay. So what? All right. So, okay. I don't want that now. Back over here. Okay. So do you guys understand what I want you to do to make sure that your IEP goals and objectives make sense? Okay. You cannot get up from the table and say to yourself, what the hell was that all about? I don't know anything. When you have to ask the school, when any of the school team has to explain to you what their goals and objective means, you look them right in the face, let them talk. And you look them right in the face and you say, where is all of that in the IEP? How am I supposed to know what you're talking about? What that means if it's not in there? What you just said is not in there, is it? They're going to say no. Is there a special reason why it's not in there? Do you deliberately not want me to understand? So that what? Next year you can come back and write the same silly goal in a different way and say your kid mastered that goal. The goal is for your kids to master these things. That's why it's an IEP. It's annual. So your kid can master these things. The goals have to be challenging yet attainable. Okay? This is what it says. Here's goal 2, functional academics, money management. See how mine says money? Let's see what theirs says. Theirs doesn't say that. See, theirs says functional goals. It doesn't really say anything. See, functional academics. They put everything in one goal. They put all academics in one goal. Reading, writing, math, comprehension, everything is in one goal. You can't do that. That's stupid. So there's goal number 1. What's mine? Goal number 1 says functional academics, banking. Guess what that is? Math. Okay. Here's another one. Goal 2, functional academics, money management. Ooh. Then what I did is copied and pasted the same thing that they already wrote up above. It's the same thing they wrote in the one above. I copied and pasted it again. She struggles to read fluently, but she's able to read key words and able to comprehend. It's the same damn thing. Current level of performance, functional academics, money management. The difference is the measurable annual goal. What challenging yet attainable goal can we expect the student to meet by the end of this IEP period? And how will we know the student has reached the goal? By the end of the IEP period, she will establish a mock savings account and deposit or transfer money into the savings account on a regular basis. That should actually be weekly, okay? By the end of the IEP period, she will endorse mock checks. By the end of the IEP period, she will complete mock deposit and withdrawal tickets, pair ticket with money or checks for deposit, provide ID for withdrawals, and complete the transaction. See, it gets more and more difficult. See? By the end of the IEP period, she will use an ATM for banking purposes to mock deposit checks, check balances, and withdraw funds. That's how you teach a kid how to use an ATM. Easy peasy. Mm-hmm. So let's see how we break this down. So this is what she's going to do by the end of the IEP period. But now we have to say, well, how are we going to get her to do that? Well, let's go check. What will the student need to complete this goal? She will need 3 out of 4 opportunities to make a mock deposit into a mock savings account on a weekly basis. She will need to have 80% accuracy across 3 consecutive sessions, across 3 consecutive months, in order to prove that she mastered that skill. How will we know? How will we know? Here it is. How will we know the student has reached this goal? That's how we're going to know. That's how we're going to know. Because we're going to know because by the end of the IEP period, she's going to be able to do this on a regular basis. Okay? But that's wonderful. But how are we going to help her get there? Because we're going to give her 3 out of 4 opportunities to make a mock deposit into an account. And then we're going to make sure that she can do it with at least 80% accuracy. That's what we're going to do. That's how we're going to help her reach that goal. We're going to give her 3 out of 4 opportunities, and she will sign the back of a mock check in the designated section. She will write for deposit only and sign the back of the check with 80% accuracy across 3 consecutive months. See? So by the end of the period, she will endorse a mock check. But this is what she's going to need in order to do it. She needs 3 to 4 opportunities. She needs to know that she needs 3 out of 4 opportunities to sign the back of a mock check. So she's going to have a mock check. She's going to need that. And then she's going to need to write in the right section for deposit only and sign her name on the back of the check. She's going to need to do this with 80% accuracy. Okay? Good. I'm glad, Jenny. You got it? Good. The same thing with the next one, given 3 out of 4 opportunities. By the end of the IEP, see, each one of these things right here match this up here. Have you noticed that, guys? See what it says? Okay, let's do this. By the end of the IEP period, she will complete mock deposit and withdrawal tickets, pair the ticket with the money or the checks for deposit, provide ID for withdrawals, and complete the transaction. So this is 1, 2, 3. So 1, 2, here it is right here. Okay? So this is what matches the third goal. Given 3 out of 4 opportunities, Rachel will complete mock deposits. That matches up here. Mock deposits. Okay, it's right here. There. Withdrawal tickets. Pair the tickets with the money, yada, yada, yada. See what it says? This matches. Wait, it'll be better if I do that. Okay, see that matches this. See how everything matches? See? Everything matches. This is 3, this is 3. Okay? So let's go down to 4. By the end, okay, take it out. 1, 2. Okay. By the end of the IEP period, by the end of the IEP period, she will use an ATM for banking purposes to mock deposit checks, check balances, check her balance, basically, and withdraw funds. Okay, that's wonderful. Let's do this. Let's go down here. Number 4, given 3 out of 4. So how is she going to do that? What does she need? Remember, what will the student need to complete this goal? What will she need? What? She's going to need 3 out of 4 opportunities. She's going to need a mock ATM. Yeah. She's going to need a mock ATM card. That should say card. Okay. Should have put that in, but it's okay. For banking purposes, to make a mock deposit, check her balances, and to withdraw funds. See how it all matches? See? That's how you write a goal. That's how you write a goal. I don't know what these schools are doing, but what they're doing doesn't make any sense. Okay? And then we go on this. Okay, this is the second one, vocational. So they had a vocational one. And I copied and pasted this. Okay? And I put it in mine. There it is right there. Okay? So now I broke it down. What challenging yet attainable goal? She will be able to identify her interests and this is for vocation. This is a job search because that's what they said she was going to do over here. See, she's going to learn how to independently as part of the team. She is participating in a work-based thing. Now she is participating in interest assessments and other. We don't have any of that. Okay. So here it is right here. To identify part-time jobs. Okay, there it is right there. Okay, so let me see what I did. Rachel will be able to identify her interests and preferences using a computer, search engines, newspapers, and help wanted signs on storefront windows. Okay, so how will we know she has reached that goal? That's the goal. A measurable annual goal. She will identify yada, yada, yada. See? She's going to identify that. That's a goal. That's an annual goal. Then it says, how will we know the student has reached this goal? By the end of the IEP period, she can identify 3 preferences for a job, preferences and interests for a job. Her preferences and interests for a job, not the school's, hers. Okay. By the end of the IEP period, she will be able to use a computer because that's what it says up here. Remember, search engines stuff. Where is it? Design assessments, employment. I just saw it. It's up here. Other activities, level job. Oh my God. Identify many skills of apprentice. I don't know why I put that in there, but that was probably from the other one. But she's going to need to, she has to know how to use a computer to do a job search. That's all everybody does is use their phone. In fact, they do it so much, I get mad at parents that told me they found their stuff and that's irritating. And they're using their phone and they can't find what I'm sending them because they're on the phone. Teensy. But that's what she needs to use because that's what everybody's using. Okay. She will be able to use a computer to conduct a job search because that's what most people do. They don't go get you newspapers. Okay. Part-time job she can apply for to complete the application process with guidance and support as needed. So this is a little ambiguous up here. This doesn't tell us what she's going to use to get that information. Rachel will need to use the information she is gathering from where? It doesn't say from where. So we had to do it because they're dumb. Okay. So she'll be able to use a computer to conduct a job search. Okay. And she knows how to look for other stuff. We just have to show her how to do that, how to specifically use the computer to do a job search. So the other thing is, so now we get down to the objectives. What will she need to complete this goal? She needs 3 to 4 opportunities she needs a computer to do a search, using a computer for a search engine. She will identify 3 preferences and interests with 80% accuracy. So she needs 3 out of 4 opportunities using a computer search engine. That's what she needs. Okay. And she needs to, will know because she'll get 80% accuracy. Okay. By the end of the IEP period. All of these match. Given 3 out of 4 opportunities, using a computer. I decided that she needed to do, in order for her to do a job search, she needs a computer. They didn't say she needed a computer. Look, they just said vocational. They're telling a part-time job, but they don't say how she's going to find it. And then they come down here and they talk about a job search plan. And then they talk about complete a series of informal assessments. We've already done that. They don't know because they're stupid. We sent it to them, but they're dumb. She will use information on these to define her abilities. She didn't do, we already did this. So I don't even know why that's in there, because they're dumb. That's why we rejected it. Stupid. Okay. Then over here, she needs 3 out of 4 opportunities using a computer. She will research on the computer, okay, for a company that she's interested in. And she'll do this with 80% accuracy, because this is what she's searching for: employment. Okay. She's searching for employment because she has 3 preferences and interests. So she keeps building on the one from before. That's how you do it. What if the child cannot read a job application or write the information? That's why you need you need an assessment, honey. For if a kid can't read, then there are things that can be read to him, like an audible. Like you can have it dictated to him, and then they just put in the answers. Okay, because you didn't say or write the information. Okay, then they can type. Can he type? Okay, if the kid can't write, and the kid can't read, it can be read to him. Nowadays, you can do it on your phone. Your phone does it for you. Okay. Okay, so he can't read and he can't write. Okay, so what you have to do is the application, you can go online and make it audible, so it can be read to him. So, and then it'll tell him where to put it. But that's when he needs a job coach. Okay, and to write the information, everything gets done on the computer. Does he know how to type? If he doesn't know how to type, we got to teach him how to type. Okay, just because you can't read nowadays doesn't mean you can't be read to. Okay. Can he follow 1 and 2 step directions? If he can do that, then he can fill out an application. First of all, how old is the kid? It's another thing. How old is the kid? Can he read the word name? I mean, the things, what you have to do is you would have to write an IEP goal that teaches him how to read an application online and offline. So he has to identify the word name. He has to identify the word address. He has to identify the word, he has to identify name, address, the words on an application. He's 12. Honey, you got a long time. Okay? You got a long time. If the kid can't read, though, what I would do is take that kid and I would develop goals and objectives that would say things like, the kid can't read, so that means I have to figure out a way how to help him get this application done. By the time your kid hits the age, in the next couple of years, we could have things just coming out and grabbing him and typing it for him. Okay? He can dictate that information to the computer, too, and have it fill out. Just like right now. I mean, you can do that with your phone. I do it with Siri all the time. I say, send a message. Send a message to, and then I say the person's name because they're in my contacts. And then what happens is I dictate. Well, honey, okay. That's a violation. Simple. It's a violation. So that has to be fixed. Okay? That has to be fixed. When I give you the answer, then you have to say, okay. You have to send an email over to the school and you have to tell them what you want. Assistive technology, if they're not using it, you need to file a complaint. Then they'll use it. And then you say he couldn't even read. He can't read and he can't fill out an application. He needs to know what those words are on that application. So in the future, he'll be able to fill out an application. Because the goal would be for him to fill out an application, to read it and fill it out, or to have it read to him, to have it dictated, and then he can type it in. Okay? And if he's not using technology that's in his IEP, then there's a problem. You have to file against the school district. It's just that simple. Just file against them. But there's a way to get around everything. There's a way to get around it. Especially now with technology, it's wonderful. If you can tell your phone to send a message to somebody while you're driving, I do it all the time. I say, hey, I can't say her name because she wakes up and she starts doing stuff. So you say, hey, send a message to the person's in your contacts, and they say, what would you like to send? And then you say, tell so-and-so I'm on my way. I'll be there in a few minutes. Then it repeats it to you. You want to say, I'm on my way. I'll be there in a few minutes. Do you want me to send? And you say yes, and it sends it. That's all you have to do. Okay? There's lots of ways of getting around stuff. But first, since you know this and he's only 12, what you need to do is start filing complaints right now. You need to start asking them because I don't know what state you're in, but the transition in some states start at 14. And in other states, it starts at the federal level, which is 16. So if it starts at 14 in 2 years, you can start telling them that you want this. You can do it now if the school agrees. There's no law that says you can't do transition early, but all the parties have to agree. Okay, so that's what you do. So again, everything has to match. So up here we talk about a computer. Okay, there's a computer. Down here we talk about computers. Okay, down here we talk about computer. Okay, computer. Everything matches. Okay. Everything builds on one another from the last one. Okay. You have to break it down like this. New Jersey is 14. Well, then what I would do is file against them for not implementing this assistive technology, and now tell them you want a new one. Okay. And you tell them you want it on using a computer. Because, since he can't read, how is he going to fill out a job application? Because if it's 14, you got 2 years. Let's get it straight right now. Okay? So, guys, and always put, I missed that one. I missed with 80% accuracy in the last one. But always put the 80% or the 70 or the 50. It depends on what your kid can do. You might want to say, if it's a big one, if it's a big goal, you might want to say with 50% accuracy or with 70 or 60 or whatever it is. It depends on the kid for how you're going to measure it as far as what do you need him to be as accurate right now, because we can build on, like, let's say if at 80% accuracy, the kids mastered it. If it was 50% accuracy, then that means you can take that same goal, but you can just tweak it a little bit, make it a little bit more difficult, up it a little bit. If the kid met 50, okay? So you tweak it out just a little bit more, you make it just a tad bit more difficult, and you say with 60% accuracy, okay? That's how you write the goals. But like I said, you have to take the stuff that you have to add the stuff you want in there. And people, you have to ask questions. Don't let them write this shady crap. Don't let them write this listed below. That's mean. That's not telling you anything. You say, what the hell does that mean? So what, challenge, you call that challenging and go down below? How is that answering the question? And then you use mine and you say, by the end of the IEP period, will she be able to do this? And they say, yes. You say, then put by the end of the IEP period. And then you put down here, does she need 3 out of 4 opportunities, you think, to do that? And they'll say, yeah, put that in there. That's what you tell them. That's what you tell them. Okay? Because they're stupid. Okay? So, I hope this helped you guys out. If you need more information, I can put something together where a lot of this stuff out here by the end of the IEP period and stuff like that, I can put some stuff out there to give you a for instance. But all you have to do is just tweak out what they wrote and put by the end of the IEP period, put given 3 out of 4 opportunities on every single thing. If they're saying your kid can do something, they need to break it down. You tell them that's too big, or that doesn't make any sense, or that's too ambiguous. That doesn't even make sense. I mean, it's ambiguous. It doesn't give me any. What information are you talking about? You look at what they're writing and you say, what are you talking about exactly? This doesn't make any sense. You said giving guidance and support. What kind of guidance and support? What does that mean? Guidance and support. She will complete a series of activities. What activities exactly? What activities are you talking about? There's no goal. You're talking about vocational. You're saying series of activities. What? Going on a computer, and then give them a series, given what they're talking about. Given the goal is vocational, okay? Given the goal is reading, or it's math, or it's whatever, okay? They can't write this crap. It doesn't make any sense. And that's what you say. That doesn't make any sense. That's about as ambiguous as you could buy. Leaving it blank would be better than what you people just wrote. If you can't tell me completing a series of activities, what activities, then that doesn't make any goddamn sense. And then down here, how will we know she's reached this goal? Because she met the objectives below? That's not an answer. That is not an answer. Now, some IEPs won't have these questions, but it doesn't matter. You can ask those questions. This the reason why I use Massachusetts IEPs is because I've seen a lot of IEPs in a lot of different states, and let me tell you something, they ain't cool. I mean, New York's is all over the place, like they lost their mind. They put so much information on one piece of paper. They put it landscape style, and it's a hot mess. I mean, there's all kinds of gibberish in there that doesn't need to be there. And then they get busted if they go to a hearing. It's so stupid. I don't even understand. They don't even understand what their IEP means, the blank one. They don't even understand it because they're stupid. Some idiot at NICEAD wrote that up and thinking they're smart and they're a brainiac, and they said, oh yeah, this will be good. No, not so much. No, because if you get up from the table and you don't understand anything that's in that IEP, just say, this is crap. I'm not accepting that. I'm not. And you write all over the IEP, or you get my form and you say, this is what I wanted to say here, here, and here. And if you don't do it, I'm going to take you to hearing because you're stupid. I'm going to file against you because you wrote an ambiguous IEP. This is what it needs to say. You're not telling me this. You're not telling me this. You're not telling me this. And that's how you get them. That's how you get them. It's the only way. This IEP is in dispute right now because it's a hot damn mess. Okay? Everything. So anyway, just a minute. I just did something I didn't want to do. So I'm going to leave you guys right now. I want you to get that IEP. I want you to look at this thing. And no. And I want you to practice. What you have to do is you take that form, you download it, and I don't care what you save it on. But when you go to the IEP meeting, you have that in front of you. So you'll be able to ask questions, because the first thing you're going to do is tell those numbnuts that you want the IEP draft 2 days before the team meeting. So if they give you the thing, you just get it and leave. Okay? Don't tell them you can't participate in this because you should have got all of the documents that they were going to discuss at the team meeting 2 days prior, like you requested. You want all the documents, including any draft that they are going to use. Now, if they don't have a draft, what you do is go look at use last year's or the current IEP. And then you'll know where they're going with your kid. Because I'm telling you right now, they're going to be real close to that one. All right. So use last year's IEP, and then you'll be able to figure out, like, okay, what could they possibly, here's the evaluations. What are they going to say? What have they been saying in the quarterly progress reports? That's what you do. Okay. If they don't give it to you. And then you tell them, so when am I getting a copy of this? And they'll tell you. And then when you say, well, I'm going to need some time to review it, and I might have some suggestions, but I'm already giving you some. This is what I want the IEP. If we're going to talk about this, I want this in the IEP. Figure it out. You tell them, figure it out. And you go to the goals and objectives that were in his last IEP, and you can build on those. Can he do this? You ask him, can he do this now? This is what you wrote. Can he do it? Yes. Do you have the documentation to prove it? Because I don't think he can do it. And so they can't prove it because, and then you'll say, well, wait a minute. In the IEP, you said this is how you were going to tell us the performance criteria. You said the performance criteria, in the performance criteria, this is how you were going to measure if he met the goal. You said you were going to collect data. So what you're telling me is you didn't collect data. So you're just making this up. If the performance criteria is how you can prove they didn't implement the IEP. That's how you prove the performance criteria. Because if they can't give you that data, and when you ask for the data, that all you have to do is copy and paste how they said they were going to measure how your kid was going to meet the goals. What your kid, it says right there, it's going to say informal assessments, formal assessments, observations, data collection, weekly data collection. That's for all the goals. That's for all of it. And so that's what you copy and paste in an email, and you say, I want all of this. And they're going to say something like, well, we don't have that, blah, blah, blah. Well, wait a minute. You said you were going to have it. It says it in the IEP. So you're telling me you didn't collect any data? Is that what you're telling me? The IEP said this IEP that we're going to have a team meeting on, this IEP, you guys said you were going to have this data. I've never gotten any of the data with the progress reports. So how did you come to these? The first question you say to them is, did my kid meet all of the goals in his current IEP? They're going to say yes. Oh, good. So when I asked you for the data, you didn't give me any. In the IEP, the performance criteria, you say, this is what you're going to do. Turn the page. And you tell them what page it's on. Where is all of that? I want all of that stuff right now. I want it all. Because according to you people, he did meet these goals, but you can't prove it. Because you don't have any of the stuff you said you were going to have. None. You have nothing. You don't have any copies of his work. You don't have any data that was collected by the teacher or any of the service providers. You didn't do any formal or informal assessments because I never got a consent form to sign to do them. And you never did an observation on my kid. And you need a consent form to do that too. So what did you do? Oh yeah, nothing. You're lying. Good. So I don't know what you're going to do because this IEP now, you guys owe me compensatory services from last year. That's how you get them. That's how you get them. Okay. Everything in the IEP, that's your roadmap. Everything you need to know about them not doing their job is in that IEP. Writing ambiguous goals and objectives. That's a no-no. Not writing measurable goals. Measurable goals have to say 80% of the time, 3 out of 4 opportunities. It has to say stuff like that. If it doesn't, it's not measurable. Those 3 out of 4 opportunities and 80% of the time, that makes it measurable. If it doesn't have those words, that verbiage, it's the IEP is ambiguous. It's not reasonably calculated, and therefore it's a denial of FAPE. And it's a real easy proof. It's a real easy proof. Okay. So I want to thank you guys for coming. I really enjoyed it. This was fun. I'm trying really, really, really hard to do this. Okay. If they're going to assessments when he goes back to school, they need yes, always, unless they're doing statewide testing. If everybody's getting the same test, everybody in the whole school, then they don't need your consent. If they're only doing assessments on your kid, they need your consent. And don't say that to them. Don't tip your hand, people. Let them do the assessments. Give them to you. And then we file against them for doing an assessment without consent. They get in big trouble for that. It's illegal. Okay? They get in big trouble for using their opinions too, and that's what they're famous for, or infamous in New York. NYSED is infamous for letting school districts use their opinions to do assessments rather than using technically sound instruments like, the Whisk-5, the Wyatt, the Woodcock-Johnson, the Vineland. Yeah, the teacher just says, well, in my class, he did this, this, and this. Bite me. Okay? Need to talk. Okay. tomorrow. Okay? Here's my number. Okay? Call me tomorrow. I'll be here all day. Send anybody that's calling me, please understand, you have to text me first because I don't answer calls I don't know. And I know that sounds kind of rude considering, I'm in business. But the problem is I get a lot of telemarketers. Sometimes I get a little snippy. So if you give me a heads up, then I'll know. And I can tell you if I'm available too. I can text you. All right. So text me first. Say it's Wendy or say it's whoever. And we talked yesterday on Facebook. I know you from Facebook or whatever. Just let me know. And then, I'll tell you when to call. I'll give you a specific time. Okay. I want to thank you guys for coming. Have a great night. Be safe. Still be safe, people. I just got my 4th shot. I think I told you guys last week. I thought I was going to die. But I'm healthy. I'm safe. So anyway, I'll talk to you guys next week. If you have any questions, maybe next week we'll go into evaluations and we'll break them apart so that I can show you where you get your information to write the IEP. Okay? That's what we're going to do. All right? Now, you guys have a good time. Okay? Hopefully you'll be able to do this. And I'm going to put the chapters in on the on this video on the YouTube side. And check out my website, guys. Here it is right here. Need answers. Okay. That's my website. Check it out. I always put stuff there now. I always put stuff on my website now because it's easier for you guys to get it and it's not as hard for me to upload documents and stuff like that. So check it out. You see what's going on. A lot of stuff's going on. I'm in 3 hearings right now. It's disgusting. But anyway, check it out. That's where you can get my documents and everything. Okay. I love you guys. Be safe. I'll talk to you next week. Okay. Bye.